CEVON'S waste management company robbed. Gunmen tied up security guards and hauled off with a vault containing cash. VERGENOEGEN woman dies after allegedly drinking a mixture of BANKO wine and turbo. High Court ruling. Amendment to Fiscal Management and Accountability Act unconstitutional. In the region, Bolivian protesters propose law is dangerous step to police state. And internationally, Nigeria launches sweeping measures to contain violence. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Yesterday, the High Court ruled that the current administration's amendments to the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act were unconstitutional. The Fiscal Management and Accountability Act is the regulation, development, and implementation of the annual budget, the collection, control, and disbursement of public funds, the accounting for public funds, and other matters connected with or related to the transparent and efficient management of Ghana's finances. The APNU-AFC Coalition Administration revised the Fiscal Management and Accountability Act in 2016 to allow government agencies more flexibility in determining their budgets, putting ministry budgets outside of the executive branch's direct supervision. However, in January 2021, the PPPC administration repealed those revisions and approved new amendments. According to the PPPC, the new system will allow for better government monitoring and more efficient spending. The APNU-AFC Alliance took the amendments to court through Senior Counsel and Opposition Member of Parliament Roysdale Ford. Justice Naresh Harnanan concurred with the reasons against the revision and ruled that the amendments are unconstitutional. Additionally, the court also ruled that the insertion of the constitutional agencies as budget agencies under the Act was unconstitutional. The Ghana Police Force is looking for several individuals who broke into CEVON'S waste management company and grabbed a vault containing an undisclosed amount of cash from the property. Headline News Update. Dale Jarvis has more.
During the wee hours of this morning, 7 armed bandits broke into the CEVON'S waste management company at Mandela Avenue, tied up the security guards and carted off with a vault containing an undisclosed amount of cash. Reports say that around 2 a.m. the men came into the compound and held the 2 male security guards at gunpoint. The suspects broke the glass door to the building and gained entry. The victims were taken into the building, tied up with duct tape and relieved of their cell phones. They then removed the vault, property of CEVON'S management company, containing an undisclosed sum of cash before exiting the building, making good their escape. The security guards later managed to untie themselves and raise an alarm. Checks were made in the area for the suspects, but they were not seen. The investigation is ongoing. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. 2 women are still in shock and left counting their losses after 2 men came into their home at Lama Drive, Meadowbrook Gardens, and robbed them of cash and valuables early this morning. Investigations revealed that the victims, a 36-year-old female supervisor and a 71-year-old female pastor, retired to bed but forgot to secure a wooden door to the upper flat of their house. Around 3:40 a.m., one of the victims was awoken by the sound of walking in the hall of the house. She got up to investigate and was confronted by 2 suspects, one of whom pointed a gun at her and told her not to make any noise. He demanded she hand over money and gold. She told him that she did not have any. They took away her cell phone, computers, and other items. The suspects then went into the second victim's bedroom, woke her up and demanded money and gold. She became afraid and handed over the money she had. The suspects then picked up the victim's other articles around the house and made good their escape through the open door. The men carted off with over $550,000 worth in valuables and cash. Efforts were made to locate the suspects, but without success. Investigations are in progress. Don't go away after the break. Snow cone vendor killed in Tushin public road accident, and VERGENOEGEN woman dies after allegedly drinking a mixture of BANKO wine and turbo.
Good girl forget things.
Who's the
problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Alabama Trading has everything you need every day. The best brands at the lowest prices. And right now, you can save much more on a larger range of food products and everyday essentials. Choose from our extensive array of fresh and packaged food items. Plus, there's a huge variety in ladies' handbags and accessories, children toys, backpacks and school bags, bicycles, rugs, outdoor and indoor furniture, cleaning and sanitizing products, and so much more. Alabama Trading. Better products, better prices.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness, or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day is every Wednesday, and you can get 7% off everything on sale except alcoholic drinks. And to make more of our customers eligible, we have dropped the age requirement from 60 to 55, so you can benefit from the big discounts on everything in your trolley. Yes, Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day gives you 7% off every Wednesday, if you're 55 and older, of course. Just walk with your ID card as proof of your age, and then shop, shop, shop at Survival Supermarket.
Welcome back. Esther Soberes tells us in this report about a snow cone vendor who was killed by an irresponsible driver while doing what he loved. Here's more.
A 38-year-old snow cone vendor is the latest victim to succumb to a fatal accident on Tushin Public Road, East Bank, Essequibo on Monday, October 11, 2021. Dead is Alfred Premnerine of Seafield, Lenora, West Coast, Danrara. Inquiries disclosed at around 2:30 p.m. Motorcar PNN 5543, driven by 23-year-old Ulrich Thorne of Zeelock, West Coast, Danrara, was proceeding west along the public road, allegedly at a fast rate of speed, when the driver lost control of the car and struck the cyclist who was proceeding in the opposite direction. After hitting the pedecyclist, the motorcar collided with the left side of the motor lorry GYY 3980, which was parked on the southern parapet. The pedecyclist, who received injuries to his head and body, was picked up in an unconscious state by the police and taken to Lenora Cottage Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival by a doctor. The body was escorted to the Ezekiel funeral parlor awaiting a post-mortem examination. The driver was arrested and remains in police custody at the Lenora police station as investigations continue. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A 25-year-old policeman on Sunday morning left his home at West Bank Demerara for work only to return home that night to find the place broken into and several valuable items missing. Enquiries disclosed that the policeman secured his premises with the missing articles intact in his home and went to work around 3:30 a.m. About 8:30 p.m., he returned home and observed that his home was ransacked, and upon checking, discovered that several items were missing. The items, valuing close to $200,000, included clothing, foodstuff, cash, an amplifier, and a DVD player. 7 police regulation buttons and 1 name tag in favor of the victim were also missing. The policeman observed 4 louvers were removed from a window, hence a report was made, and investigations are continuing. An East Bank of Essequibo woman died after allegedly drinking a combination of Banko wine and turbo. Here is more from Dale Jarvis.
A 50-year-old woman is now dead after she allegedly drank a mixture of Banko wine and turbo on Monday night. The woman has been identified as Alison Noble of VERGENOEGEN, East Bank, Essequibo. According to reports, around 8:30 p.m., the police from the Tushin Police Outpost acted on information received and proceeded to the Tushin car park. On arrival, Noble was seen laying in an unconscious state. She was rushed to the Lenora Cottage Hospital, where she was treated and admitted as a patient, but subsequently died. Further inquiry stated that the now deceased was consuming a mixture of Banko wine and turbo energy drink, which resulted in her feeling unwell and caused her to collapse. The body was checked for marks of violence, but none were visible. Body is at the Ezekiel Funeral Home awaiting post-mortem. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jarvis.
Thanks, Dale. Don't go away after the break. Bolivian protesters propose the law is dangerous step to police states and NGOs decry deaths, abuse of fishermen in Southeast Asia. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day is every Wednesday, and you can get 7% off everything on sale except alcoholic drinks. And to make more of our customers eligible, we have dropped the age requirement from 60 to 55, so you can benefit from the big discounts on everything in your trolley. Yes, Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day gives you 7% off every Wednesday, if you're 55 and older, of course. Just walk with your ID card as proof of your age, and then shop, shop, shop at Survival Supermarket. When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Alabama Trading has everything you need every day. The best brands at the lowest prices. And right now, you can save much more on a larger range of food products and everyday essentials. Choose from our extensive array of fresh and packaged food items. Plus, there's a huge variety in ladies' handbags and accessories, children toys, backpacks and school bags, bicycles, rugs, outdoor and indoor furniture, cleaning and sanitizing products, and so much more. Alabama Trading. Better products, better prices.
good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. In Bolivia, anti-government protesters have been protesting across the country, saying a proposed new law is a dangerous step towards a police state. The law, which the government says is essential to tackle illicit earnings and boost the economy, is still under consultation, but opponent says it hands too much power to the government and would threaten democratic principles. Al Jazeera's Daniel Schrimler reports.
Opponents of the government's proposed new law blocked roads in major cities across Bolivia. They were met by police who cleared them to ensure workers could get through. The demonstrators say the law will concentrate too much power in the hands of the state, which could use it to persecute opposition leaders. The strongest focus was in the eastern city of Santa Cruz.
They're dragging us along a road on which we'll lose our democracy and our liberty to a communist and totalitarian regime.
This government needs to listen to us. We will not return empty-handed. They must listen and end this repression.
The lower house of Congress passed the law last month. It's designed to tackle illicit earnings and money laundering. The government has put off pushing the law through Bolivia's upper house while it carries out further consultations. However, it says it's necessary to regenerate the economy in a country devastated by the pandemic. The government has also called for a counter-demonstration, what it calls a celebration of democracy, on Tuesday.
We're here defending our democracy, defending the progress Bolivia has made. It's not right that they're blocking our streets, not letting us get to work.
We beg the protesters to stop working against the economy, which serves all Bolivians. People need to work every day to pay the bills.
President Luis Arce said the same actors who organised what he called a coup in 2019, removing his predecessor Evo Morales from office, are leading the current opposition movement.
Two groups have very different visions of the type of economy and society they'd like. Politics doesn't resolve their problems, so they take to the streets to protest. Every difference becomes a problem with this kind of polarization.
The government called the day of action a failure. The opposition says it will not surrender, in a clash that exposes the deep divisions in Bolivia between rich and poor, indigenous and non-indigenous, east and west. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, Nigeria's government has announced sweeping measures it hopes will help contain worsening attacks by armed groups in the north. Markets and transportation of certain goods have been banned and communication services cut, but as days turn into weeks, some citizens are getting desperate. Al Jazeera's Ahmad Idris reports.
Defiant traders display their goods at this weekly market, despite a government order to shut down. Like many traders here, Isiaka Bello says his grains could be confiscated or may even lose his life if gunmen strike. But he has to take the risk.
If the markets remain closed, how do we feed our families? What about those who have to go to work daily in order to buy food? Do we expect them to carry guns and rob?
Here at Kaduna's biggest cattle market, traders say they are unable to bring in new stock
because of the ban on the movement of cattle. Much of what is here is old stock. And they say because of an 80% decline in the number of animals coming in, the prices have increased.
Restrictions have cut telecommunications, banned the movement of goods, and closed rural markets in many areas of at least 5 states. This, says the government, is hindering the criminal operations of armed men known locally as bandits. They've turned kidnap for ransom into a lucrative business.
The wisdom of banning movement of cattle into or outside the state is to stop that corridor that they get source of funding by selling Russell cattle. Now, coming to the weekly market, I have also explained that is why the markets that they get access to food and other logistics. Now, you also look at the telecoms, the shutdown of telecom services in these ungoverned spaces. One, communication is very critical. It's at the center of negotiation for ransom. As we speak, air interdictions, air missions are in progress. And day in, day out, security forces are taking the bandits out.
But analysts say to stop the slide into anarchy, the government must address acute shortages among the ranks of security forces.
We have quite few number of policemen, quite few number of servicemen. This is a country of over 200 million, and we have less than 400,000 to 500,000 military men, policemen combined. This is unacceptable.
In desperation, some Nigerian states are training and arming militias to help fight armed groups. But still largely outgunned, the militias remain poorly equipped to confront the threat posed by bandits with superior weapons. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Kabuda.
And finally, after a string of deaths, abuse and exploitation of fishermen on foreign ships, NGOs across the region are calling for a ratification of work in fishing conventions. Al Jazeera's Jessica Washington reports.
On this Chinese fishing vessel off the waters near Peru, these Indonesian fishermen prepare to say goodbye to one of their crew. After months at sea, Zulkifli has returned to Indonesia, unable to forget his friend who never got the chance to come home.
He kept working despite his pain. Perhaps he was scared. Then his whole body became swollen.
These fishermen have come together to discuss their experiences, sharing stories of exploitation, underpayment, and even physical abuse.
I was hit on the back of the head. I almost fell down.
Others say they were tricked into working on the ships.
It was never my intention to work on a Chinese fishing ship. The agency lied to me. For 7 months I couldn't contact my parents.
He says he was promised a manufacturing job in South Korea. He never anticipated what was to come.
They didn't give me any food for a whole week. I became very thin. I couldn't walk.
Like many returned fishermen, Wahyu is trying to get back the money he is owed. Workers' rights groups in Southeast Asia say they're concerned about the rise in reported cases of poor working conditions, physical abuse, and deaths at sea. They say governments across the region have a responsibility to help end forced labour in the international fishing industry. In recent weeks, more than 20 NGOs across the region have signed a letter to ASEAN calling on the regional bloc to ratify the Work in Fishing Convention, which calls for the minimum requirements for conditions on board fishing vessels. Some say Indonesia, as the country with the largest workforce on foreign ships, must be more proactive.
We should be an example and show that we want to improve the situation. Right now, there is no access to justice for fishermen on foreign ships.
Indonesia's Maritime Ministry says ratifying the convention is a priority, but it takes time.
And once we see that our regulations can comply, then of course it will be timely for us to ratify a convention.
In Tegal, central Java, some of the fishermen working on these small local boats are waiting for their deployments to work on large vessels overseas, uncertain of the conditions they will face when they depart. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, Tegal.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.